Oh, alright, welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode 257. We're here reviewing the 23rd episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, 0 Hour, which pretty much covers like just about 3 chapters of the manga, 48 to 50. It says to 19, but given what I saw at the end of the episode, I think it went to almost to the very last page, because the chapter itself was 21 pages, and I think it covered up until that penultimate page. So we'll get to that. So we start off with Kenichi visiting the Grasshopper brothers when Eraserhead is goes, always work close to the police. Cut to Eraserhead talking to his senpai's brother, the one who's detective all spheres in the parent series My Hero Academia, talking to Eraserhead about where this factory is, with this company, and then here comes Fat Gum and the Krabby Girl, and she calls him the Fat Man because he's fat. I wonder if that is basically this is probably Crunchyroll probably not exactly poking fun at basically Fat Gum's weight. It's more like calling him simply the Fat Man. It's okay. So those of you who probably never heard of this series, I kind of seen one episode of the show, which spun off into the really good Diagnosis Murders TV series, which I didn't watch it when it aired. I watched reruns of it. A show by the name of Jake and the Fat Man. And there was a character on the show whose nickname was the Fat Man, and he worked alongside Mark Sloan of the show. Mark Sloan was played by the awesome Dick Van Dyke, who just turned 100. That's what I think of when I think of the Fat Man. If anybody asks, wonder what the heck I'm talking about, look up Jake and the Fat Man. And believe it or not, my grandpa has heard of the show because originally it was a radio show. Oh, here comes the Fat Man. Yes, my grandpa, who this year just turned 91 and having some issues right now, told me this years ago, by the way, so there's that. So, and then they have the Krabby Girl Eraserhead go undercover. First is business people, then tourists. One of the outfits shows up for a mid-trip, because why not? And then Kenichi sees them, and oh, I know her, she's an idol. He does not know she's an undercover cop. And then he tells the Grasshopper Brothers about it, and then the Grasshoppers get jealous of the fact that, what's this we hear about you dating an idol? And he has no idea what you're talking about. By the way, that scene's from the end of chapter 49 of the manga. Yes, so then we have the actual event at the Sky Egg, basically the Tokyo Tower, where we have these heroes, what I saw there, Best Genius, Mariko the Rabbit Hero, Midnight, 13 was there. Yeah, she's the superhero whose outfit looks like a wash machine. The Wild Wild Pussycats. I believe the Dragon Hero was there. And none of them have any lines. They're just there for quick cameos. It's a shame we didn't hear any of the voice actors. I'm sure Liz Maxwell would have been happy to basically prize a role for this episode, but nope, no lines for this episode. Despite the fact she was mentioned prior to this, because Kenichi is yeah, let's go with Pop. Basically, he's very nervous by midnight. It's not because basically she's pretty. It's not that. It's because basically I think he's a big fan of hers, just like he's a big fan of All Might. Who isn't? Oh yeah, and also Pop herself. Oh, he came out the second time because Pop is getting measures from all the singers for new outfits, which turned out to be cheerleader outfits, which looks very similar to the cheerleader outfits worn by the girls of the Class 1A in the Parent series, except in different color but the same design. So then we have Captain Celebrity show up here. Still, once again, voiced by the awesome Sean Schemmel. Isn't it very interesting, though, for this season, we have 2 Gokus this season. We have Sean Schemmel himself, the guy who's the longtime voice actor for Goku since, he's been under the Funimation since Crunchyroll dub. And we have a character who's clearly inspired by Goku, that being the friend who died in the School Days arc. And you have them both in the same season, which is quite interesting to say the least. So also, it had this concert because he's on stage, and then it's shown, oh yeah, his wife, who was really pregnant in the previous episode, just gave birth to the baby boy. And then, of course, he calls up his wife, which apparently he forgot the time difference because, Japan, it's like, I would say early night. Them is like probably like past early in the morning because baby went to sleep. And then, of course, then he goes off stage, apologizes to her. Kenichi goes out to check on him, and then he's like, oh. And meanwhile, though, Eraserhead, Fat Gum, and the Crab Girl, they break into the facility to rescue the kidnapped victims. And the first two that come across is a panda and an elephant. They're taken pretty easy. The elephant's taken down by Eraserhead. The panda is taken down by Fat Gum. And then we have the Explodives in the Christmas episode. And they take out one, no problem. There was more of them. And then Speedo Clock, the second one. He appears here, and he basically saw on the Sky Tower. Which, of course, basically is where Kenichi sees them. And then they explode. He goes off. Then he's able to basically survive thanks to his crawling ability. Hops onto the building itself. And then another one goes off, nearly tipping a tower over, like bending, almost snapping it. But lucky enough, Captain Celebrity is there. He actually survived one of them, no problem, because of his ability. And the other one, basically, he's getting punched. Like, I can't survive many of these things. That's basically what I saw from the end of... Oh, before this, a couple of... Before I mentioned the end of the episode. So, before the event started, there's a quick cameo by Deku and his mom. Because you're probably thinking, why in the world is Deku in the series? Yeah, he doesn't speak in this episode, but he's there. He is there for one simple reason. To acknowledge the fact, aside from the doll heroes who are in the main series, he just another, like, a little... I mean, he's the main character of the Parent series. That's him basically doing a crossover. But you're probably thinking, he looks quite young here. Looks a bit younger than he does in the Parent series. Well, from what I read, this is set when the main characters, class 1A, are in middle school at this point in time. So, also Kenichi passes by a Sky Egg exclusive hoodie of All Might, and the manga, the thing falls on him when he's basically in the building. Which, interesting, they basically moved that particular line to be earlier, before the building was attacked. So could you say they pretty much adapted the entire 50? Yes, definitely, except they moved the line a bit earlier. But they're probably going to have the thing fall in probably next episode. But it looks like next episode is going to be explain how Captain Celebrity's relationship with his wife basically started, which, that should be interesting to say at least. Yes. So... But not much to say. Otherwise, though, great episode. Can't wait for the next episode, which air next week. Now, because of the fact I basically added a new anime to my review schedule, but luckily it's not going to be very long. Sorry about that. So, there won't be a new anime until Wednesday, except we're getting two. We're getting Easygoing Defense. It is... So, Wednesday is the Easygoing Defense, it's Easygoing Defense, Territorial Defense, Optimistic Lord. We have that, and the first episode of the dub for Chain Soldier gets released Wednesday. But tomorrow, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which should be interesting to say the least, yes. Yeah. But that's pretty much it here. Looking forward to those two episodes will air Wednesday. So what to expect for tomorrow? Well, expect hopefully a review for the movie for Futo PI, a brand new anime tomorrow, and maybe a comic corner or two at most. Yeah, That's probably what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? So, until I see you tomorrow, bye.